Welcome back mga kaibigan. Good evening ulit. I am JJ Sir and I'm with
Jay.
You're watching the the Garena Premier League 2014 Spring Season, a match between Team IPT at ng AHQ Esports Club. So bago ang lahat, Jay, tingnan natin muna ang ating schedule for tonight.
Alright, so earlier this night we had the Bangkok Titans for the Imperial Pro Team, followed by AHQ versus the Bangkok Titans, back-to-back matches for Bangkok Titans, followed by the last game was Singapore Sentinels versus the Azubu Taipei Assassins, and now of course we have HQ for their second game against Imperial Pro Team. Alright, so let's take a look at our match info. So it's HQ versus Esports Club versus the Imperial Pro Team going against our very own Imperial Pro Team.
So yan, bago lahat, tignan natin ang ating standings sa ating Garena Premier League 2014 Spring Season. Ayan, we have syempre ang ating Group A, like kanina sinabi natin dito, TPA still having a 6-0. And not to mention sila ngayon ay meron ng 7-0 score.
That's right.
SF5 having 4-1, SGS 3-3. At ngayong gabi, they had the 3-4. One lost against sa TPA kanina. Very good job para sa TPA. Dominating SGS throughout the game sa mga kaibigan. NFL still having 2-4 score. MLE 1-4. And UI Flash Wolves still 1-5. And they're so far at the bottom sa ating GPL.
Yes, and alright, going back to Group A standings, we have HQ already picking up one win tonight, going 7-0 now. May this go 8-0, then this might be a perfect season for HQ if ever they pick up another win. Then we have SAJ and TPS at second place, ISG with a 3-3 right now, and IPT and BKT. Although in the standings here we still have them as tie, BKT actually won their first game tonight against IPT. So they actually have now 1 win and 6 losses.
So far, still 0-5 para sa team ng IPT. If ever they won this match, di pa rin
They
sila
will be
makakahabol
tied
against
again with BKT again,
the
both
BKT.
1-6. So
Pero
let's see if they can.
since they're against a team dito sa kanilang group na still undefeated, I think kailangan pag-isipang mabuti ng Team IPT kung ano dapat nilang gawin against team ng AHQ, since AHQ very pro team dito sa ating Garena Premier League, and not to mention sila yung almost umabot dati sa ating finalist dito sa last season ng ating GPL. So they have to think what to do against the team ng HQ. Kailangan nilang i-secure yung kanilang objective, pag-aralan nilang mabuti kung ano yung performance of or yung playstyle na kaya gawin ng HQ throughout the game.
Yes.
Still, ang ating head-to-head match, let's see, for the champion, for a player of team AHQ, we have Westdoor in the mid lane versus Light in the mid lane. Westdoor, knowing that he's a player na sobrang galing when it comes to the playstyle sa kanyang mid lane, I think IPT Light will have a very hard time against him sa laban na to.
Actually, Light didn't have a very good night so far. He already had one game. He was using Nidalee in his previous game. He kind of struggled with the Nidalee, so I do expect him to probably pick up another champion, and hopefully he'll be able to do a little bit better against AHQ. Now, looking into these two teams, AHQ and IPT, this is their second match this season.
Yes.
And actually, during their first match, although IPT lost, it was a very close game. In fact, most people thought that IPT might have even won that game if it didn't get too late into the game.
So far ngayon, I think, since naalala natin nung nakaraan na muntik na matalo ng team IPT ang HQ, they're about to do something na medyo na iba rin like yung ginawa nila last time.
That's
4
right.
AP carries against 5 members of Team HQ dito. Very good job for their team.
Yes.
And they're about to win against the team ng HQ, but the momentum, dahil sa napakatagal na post na umabot ng almost lampas 30 minutes na ubos yung post time natin because of that issues na nagkakaroon tayo the internet connection of their teams, IPT and HQ. They have to think ngayon kung kaya ba nila ulit gawin yung ginawa nila last time, giving the pressure against team ng HQ. Pero since IPT, knowing na yung team ng IPT ngayon ay medyo gumagawa ng unorthodox lineup dito, but team HQ so far have to secure their objective like what they did last time dito. They're very good pagdating sa late game.
Yes. Actually, HQ doesn't really have any problems as of yet. As you can see, they've won all their games thus far, and as long as they continue to do what they're doing, they should have no problems beating IPT. Now, IPT, of course, came with a very cheesy strategy the last time they went against HQ, and I don't know if they want to go with that strategy again. Probably another cheesy strategy. Maybe they might be able to pick up a win here against HQ and actually tie their standings with the BKT.
Yes,
now, at the current standing of IPT, it's very grim, maybe even impossible already for them to make it to the knockout stages. But if they can beat HQ, that is definitely still saying something.
Yes, parang parang kumbaga once you defeated AHQ or any team dito na undefeated, para mo na rin ipanalo ang buong GPL dito. So let's see how Team IPT will dominate this game against team na AHQ. No, na AHQ, well, playstyle, they're like TPA na they can dominate the early part of the game at kayang-kaya nila i-secure to hanggang sa late game sa laban nila. But Westdoor so far having the highest KDA in the GPL, I think mahirapan sila dito.
Yes.
Westdoor is a player, he's a mid carry, and take note, being a mid carry dito, you have to secure your objective, winning your lane, ganking the other lane.
Yes,
So far,
alright.
game muna tayo mga kaibigan. Bigay face tayo, a match between Team AHQ versus the IPT. And it's about time na makita natin ang performance ng dalawang team na ito. Let's see how will AHQ once again won this match against the team ng IPT.
Alright, so on the blue side we have AHQ and on the purple side we have IPT. Now the first ban coming from AHQ is Lulu. Now they've noticed that a lot of people are now actually picking up Lulu for the mid lane, so and they don't want to deal with that, so they're definitely gonna ban that out right away.
Yeah, so
IPT
far, I think Team AHQ is banning the champion na alam nilang pinipick usually ng Team IPT dito. And with that, they are letting Team IPT to get a champion na hindi nila usually ginagamit. And so far, banning Jinx, banning Lulu, ban the AP carry nila, ban yung kanilang AD carry dito. Mapipilitan silang gamitin yung mga champion na usually din ginagamit nila, pero alam ng AHQ na i-counter yun.
That's
Since
right.
alam nila kung sino yung mga laging ginagamit si Jinx, laging ginagamit si Lulu, alam nila yung next champion pick na possible dito. So that will give them the advantage of countering that champion sa laban nila against
Actually,
IPT.
this is something I noticed between the Taiwanese teams like AHQ and TPA. They always have their last ban as a support. They've been banning either Thresh or Leon as last pick, forcing and then first picking the other one, forcing the other team, like whatever team they're going in, to pick an uncomfortable support champion. Like we've seen some Namis already, we've seen Zyra once so far. Of course, AHQ likes to also pick up a Malphite, so I think they find it a good counter to Leona.
Yeah, so far, they pick once again Severe as their first pick dito against the team ng IPT. It's about time na mukhang medyo mahirapan ng team IPT dito against the team ng HQ. They usually pick Severe as their AD carry. And ngayon, mukhang gagamitin naman nila ito against the IPT. And take note, halos lahat ng game ng IPT dito, defeated sila with Severe champion. So, is there a possibility na meron kayang weakness ang team ng IPT against kay Severe? Let's see kung ano yung mangyayari ngayong araw na to between Severe and kung sino pa yung champion na gagamitin nila for the bottom lane.
Yes. Well, after picking up Severe, I do expect HQ probably to pick a lot of tanky champions. Like maybe we're gonna see if not a hyper carry like Jax or Shyvana the top lane. Even maybe a Renekton, but it really depends. As you can see, IPT now hovering over Gragas. Very strong champion, very safe pick, can be played on the top lane, could be played also in the jungle, even in the mid lane.
Yeah, so far, the top hot picks natin for the top lane, we have Gragas, we have Jax, we have Renekton, we have Shyvana.
Yes.
Champion na usually talaga ginagamit for the top lane.
Yeah, those are the top 4 picks right now this season for the top lane.
So far, at the same time, Leona being the top pick at champion dito sa ating GPL, and most probably for the other regions as well, sa LCS, sa OGN, Leona is a champion na talagang sobrang safe when it comes to the bottom lane. But once na makalaban siya ng against sa Thresh, sobrang galing when it comes to his mechanics, mahirapan siyang gumo against them. The Zenith Blade, the timing of the play, and then yung death sentence na mahuhuli dito against your opponent. I think that would give them a very hard time to win the bottom lane dito.
Yes, and like I mentioned a while ago, it looks like HQ might go again with that Malphite pick that they're very comfortable with. They've been winning. I think Malphite has an undefeated record on HQ so far.
Yes.
So again, a very strong support pick. It's gonna be the support lane, of course, for bottom lane. Oops, looks like they were planning to go with the Elise and decided to offer the Pantheon because they've actually seen Revenga use Pantheon a few times
Yes,
already.
it's about time mga kaibigan. Once again, nagagamitin ng Team HQ ang ganitong klase ng lineup. Pantheon and Malphite. Once na mag-Grand Skyfall si Pantheon, or they will let Malphite to use his Unstoppable Force first before yung Grand Skyfall ni Pantheon. So that would be a very hard crowd control against the team ng IPT dito. And they have to pick Kill as their champion na pwede mag-support if ever na kung sino mahuli ng team members of the AHQ.
Yes. Alright, so looking at IPT's lineup right now, it looks like they're going to go for maybe a protective Vayne composition here with Gragas and Leona being the front line, protecting Vayne, and with a lot of crowd control both these champions provide. The displacement Gragas has with his ultimate, the slow with his body slam, the Leon has a lot of stuns and slow as well. And then of course IPT Light on Kale will be able to use his ultimate on Vayne to protect, keep him alive for a few seconds, just enough to take out the members of HQ. Now, this composition is a all or nothing kind of lineup. They definitely are going to be riding on IPT Fear on this Vayne. But if the problem with this lineup is that the early game will be very hard for them in the bottom lane, especially with the Severe and Malphite to be there to definitely be able to easily harass Vayne in lane.
So, Leona and Vayne at this point of time, since Severe, yung kanyang spell shield dito got nerfed after ng recent patches natin dito, Shadow in the bottom lane. Yan, mga kaibigan, we're seeing ngayon na nagpalit sila ng support player. They're having Shadow as their support player dito. Kanina, they have Hatred, and this time we have Shadow for the bottom lane with Fear. And it's about time na makita tayo ngayon ng ibang klaseng playstyle ng kanilang bottom carry. I think, gaya last time na we are seeing na medyo Leona versus Severe at the bottom lane. Leona can just use his Zenith Blade, and then of course, once na mapasukan ka ni Leona, you will use your spell shield kagad to secure yung stun na mga galing dito kay Leona. But on the other hand, if ever na matimingan mo na ikaw si Leona, and then you have to secure your stun to use once na mag-expire dito yung kanyang spell shield, you will gain that advantage in the bottom lane. But yet again, they're against Malphite and Severe at the bottom lane. Who do you think will win? Severe versus Vayne? Range advantage for Severe. Sino sa tingin mo sa laban na to?
Well, definitely AHQ has a stronger early to mid game bottom lane. CS wise, they're gonna definitely give Fear a very difficult time. And as you can see, they've got Pantheon in the jungle. He has the highest base movement speed. He'll easily be able to gank the bottom lane, even pre-level 6. So definitely, I expect IPT's bottom lane to play much safer. Even though Shadow's very tanky and IPT Fear has some good maneuverability, his short range will definitely hurt him at the early games, especially with Green Tea on Malphite has that slow with his Q. Could slow down IPT Fear's attack speed also with his ground slam.
Ang pinakamahirap for the bottom lane ay kung sino yung AFF nila dito. They have Severe, yes, sa spell shield coming from Severe. Also, mahihirapan silang pansinin dito si Malphite. Malphite having his passive skill, every time na hindi siya mahit ng kahit anong minions ng champion dito, every 7 seconds, he will gain the shield sa laban na to.
Yeah, that's basically 10% of whatever his total HP is. And since Doran's shield is a very popular pick and it gives 100 HP right off the bat, without any masteries, that already gives him additional 10 HP defense on that shield. So
yes,
that's really a lot. Plus the damage reduction from the Doran shield and the runes will definitely be able to block most of the damage coming from Vayne.
Yes, since meron pa tayong 2 minutes and 30 seconds left bago mag-start ang ating game, let's see muna yung runes nitong si Green Tea. Medyo curious ako eh. Gusto ko malaman ko ano yung runes nitong taong to.
Why not?
Picking support Malphite dito. Let's see. Ang ating runes so far, having yung kanyang runes dito, is most likely going for an yan mga kaibigan, 6.7 magic resist, 25 armor, magic penetration 7.8 at 1.3 regeneration dito.
Something
so
like
most likely focus sa kanyang armor dito.
Basically, this is more like the runes he'd also use on the top lane. So there's really not much difference. So if you're using top lane Malphite, you can actually easily play support Malphite. All you need is a few items that to change maybe your
and actually,
item build.
Yung ganitong klase ng runes, this is most likely sa advantage when it comes to the harass na kanyang ibigay. He have the mana regen, he have the magic penetration. Once na makakatama siya dito ng unstoppable force niya, he will give a chunk damage against his opponent dito.
Yeah.
If ever na mahulo niya si Vayne or si Fear, that would give them the advantage. If ever na hindi makasalo kagad or hindi mabakapan ni Kale yung intervention niya against his
Actually,
opponent.
this is full damage Malphite because remember, also armor scales on his skills. His ground slam scales on armor. So there you go. That's his mastery tree. As you can see, it's basically a 16-14 going for a lot of defense and just the right amount of utility to give him mana regen and gold passive gold regen. Like you have the 1.5 from the gold, and then you also have the wealth for the starting item, including the 1 gold that you pick up whenever an ally kills a minion.
So far, having this kind of utility dito, wala siyang movement speed na usually nilalagay ng mga support at champion dito. Pero this time, we are about to see a match between team IPT and ng AHQ dito. Malphite in the bottom lane versus Leona as a support ni Fear dito at the bottom lane. So far, this is a very hard time and mukhang mahihirapan dito ang team ng IPT in the early part of the game and they have to secure the late game advantage dito sa laban na to.
Actually, it's the first time Rengar is going to be played top lane in this season. This is the first game that Rengar is going to be used this season. So this will be an interesting matchup. We will get to really see if Rengar can outwin Renekton on the top lane. Because although Renekton has a lot of sustain, so does Rengar with his his roar. So we'll have to see who can basically out-sustain and out-damage. The advantage of Rengar, of course, in the top lane is the bush, where he can easily jump and easily CS without any problems. Unlike Renekton, he literally has to go right beside the minions to pick up those kills.
Yes, and I think a top lane advantage dito for Renekton is yung sustain niya. Yes, para sila may sustain dito, but the damage output that he can give against sa Rengar dito ay sobrang hirap for Rengar to handle. Since in the early part of the game, meron kang sustain, meron kang damage output, yung first skill dito ni Renekton, yung magagawa dito AoE damage pa to, he can secure the objective of clearing the minion wave sa top lane dito.
Yes.
Not only mabilis siya mag-push, but also yung kanyang advantage throughout the game dito. So what Rengar might have to do dito, once na mag-reach siya ng level 6, he will gank the mid lane or any lane na kaya niya tulungan dito. Since yung kanyang SS dito or yung kanyang ultimate skill, magbibigay sa kanila ng advantage since invisible siya, he can just burst a champion dito and then get the dragon once na mangyari yun.
Yes, actually I think the reason why they pick Rengar is because they already saw the Vayne. And Rengar is actually a pretty good assassin to kill Vayne because he can just use his ultimate to stealth in the team fight and basically jump right into Vayne's face when he wants to. Alright, so actually looking at the top lane, medyo I'm kind of scared for Renekton here because although Rengar wouldn't be able to do that much damage at the early levels, if he's able to use his net to slow down IPT hero enough, Pantheon can also easily gank him.
Yes, so far mga kaibigan, start na ang game natin ng match between Team AHQ versus the IPT, Imperial Pro Team. Tuloy-tuloy pa rin tayo dito. And I think, level 1 team fight, walang mangyayari as much as possible. They have to secure their advantage of wag munang magkaroon ng mga team fight sa early part of the game. Since ngayon, gaya na sabi mo kanina, Shadow will pick his Doran Shield dito. On the other hand, Targon for Malphite. So he's most likely getting an item dito na alam niyang hindi niya kailangan. I mean, item na magbibigay sa kanya ng advantage sa kanyang farm. So hindi niya kailangan kumuha ng Doran Shield as his first item since alam niya na kaya niyang mag-sustain yung HP na meron siya dito and yung shield na passive niya.
That's right. So alright, so Rengar actually throwing out his net to IPT Hero. IPT Hero deciding to go back into his tri-bush here in the top lane. Here in the other champions are just basically as usual, just protecting the jungle camp. This is basically the most standard start we have now this season. There's not really much invades or even late invades. We've seen it a few times this season, but in general, it's always been a quiet and safe start for all these teams.
Yes, ang alam mo, kailangan bantayan niya ng team ng IPT since they HQ have Rengar as their AD carry dito. It will be very hard for them once umabot ng late game at once na makapag-farm itong si Rengar have enough item para mag-burst ng any champion dito. Rebenga will have a very hard time sa pag-secure kung sino yung intervention niya. If ever na siya yung ma-FF and he have to use his intervention that time, Vayne will be left behind. Hindi siya makagagamitan dito ng support skills from their opponent.
That's right.
Hindi na magbibigay sana ng disadvantage throughout the game. So what Team IPT, ang dapat nilang gawin dito ay pa-late game nila yung laban. And as much as possible, win the lane. Yun ang pinaka-importante dito eh. Win every lane and win the game. Pero minsan nangyayari dito yung win lane, lose game.
Yes.
Usually nangyayari sa mga solo queuers natin. So ngayon, let's see how Team IPT or the Team IHQ dito ang going this game. And then we can see the poke damage galing kay Elite. Having the body slam dito. Very good job for the mid lane.
Yes, actually also about the win lane, lose game, that also happens a lot for the top lane where the top lane wins but all the other lanes are losing. So
Yes.
it's really hard to do something about it, especially when you're in the top lane. If you lose the lane, you lose the advantage you have and it doesn't guarantee you that you'll be able to successfully help the rest of your team.
So far, since Rebenga picked his red buff first before the blue buff, he's about to gank the bottom lane once na makuha niya itong blue buff na to. And that would give the advantage in the bottom lane. So far, still, bottom lane din ang target ni Pantheon dito sa laban na to. If ever na makuha niya yung red buff niya in the early part of the game.
Yes. The really nice thing about the Severe also is against champions like Vayne who have short range, the bouncing blades are able to pick off or provide a little damage every now and then when they bounce off the minions. As you can see, Garnet Devon just throwing out those bouncing blades and allowing them to harass Vayne even from a good distance.
And I think in the bottom lane, they're trying their best to secure their objective of killing the CS. So far, Fear is still one CS behind against his opponent. And I think he's doing very well pagdating sa kanyang CS. And usually, alam natin na mababa yung range ni Vayne. So, magkakaroon siya ng sobrang hirap na pagkakataon sa pagkuha ng kanyang mga CS in the early part of the game. But, as you can see, halos sinasabayan niya ng CS itong si Veer. And Garnet Devil, as much as possible, he's trying to push the bottom lane para masecure niya na yung turret tutulong sa damage na nagbibigay sa minion. And that would give Fear a slight disadvantage when it comes to CS kasi nakikipagsabayan siya sa minion, sa turret na mas malaki yung damage kaysa sa kanya.
That's right. Alright, so Garnet Devil doing a good job of harassing IPT Fear. IPT Fear had to use his spot early in the game. So far, the bottom lane is in slight favor of harass. But in terms of CS, IPT Fear is actually doing a pretty good job of being pretty even with Garnet Devil so far.
Yes, and see, he haven't used his para sa mga pagkakataon mga kaibigan. Rebecca trying to gank bottom lane. Exhausted na si Garnet Devil. He still exhausted mga kaibigan, but without his spell shield, he goes down first blood para kay Rebecca. A very good gank in the bottom lane. He responded with that jungle. Very hard time for IPT Light, taking so much damage against the West Door. And he's trying to get the CS as much as possible against his opponent. And yet at the bottom lane, mga kaibigan, Green was left behind without his teammate. He had to disengage, but with his passive skill, it is enough to secure his life at the bottom lane.
Yes, going back to the first blood that IPT Rebecca picked up, it was really good that he didn't force the flash out. He was very calm, coordinated with his team, and they were able to pick up that first blood without burning some.
Yes, so far mga kaibigan, having a 0-1 score in favor of Team IPT, and they have the advantage. Lalo-lalo na sa ating gold advantage dito mga kaibigan. Na-stun galing kay Shadow. They're trying to chase the life of Binti, but they have to disengage. Spears there to respond to the bottom.
Alright, actually here in the top lane, we see here IPT here doing a really good job of harassing Rengar, so he's really winning the lane. So, as of right now, as you can see, IPT is leading in gold. So this is really good for IPT right now, as they are winning almost all the lanes right now. And
yes, mga kaibigan, nag-ignite coming from Light, but it wasn't enough to get the life of Westdoor. Rebeng goes about to respond to the meeting, but it didn't make it in time. It was too late for him to give contribution in the mid lane. But yet again, advantage pa rin para kay Light against the Westdoor. 34 CS against 5 CS dito. And they have both champion in the mid lane have to recall since Rebecca was there to hold the mid lane.
Yes, that's right. So IPT Hero continues to see it here. Pride actually starting to out-sustain Hero, and Hero is trying to back up as Pride gets very aggressive on him. Hero still being able to see it properly, as you can see. He has a slight CS advantage over Pride. And, this Dart is very powerful. Pride did his ultimate already, going to engage Renekton with Pantheon not far behind. Because the start from Pantheon, this is a combo. Hero's down, already down with Ignite, tries to take out Pride. And basically it's a 1-for-1 trade. Good job from Hero taking out the Rengar, even though going down to that gank coming from Pantheon.
Yes, having the 1-2 score in favor of Team AHQ. I mean, team ng IPT so far, having the 500 gold advantage in favor pa rin sa team ng IPT. At this point of time, we're seeing na medyo nahihirapan talaga ngayon ng AHQ in the early part of the game. And this stuff ang kailangan bantayan dito ng team IPT. They have to secure their objective or their dominance in the early part of the game, at kailangan nila i-secure to hanggang mababa tayo ng mid-game. If ever napabayaan na ganito yung nangyayari, I think they will win this game against the IPT. I mean, in this stage, so far mga kaibigan nag-kaya ko ng bottom lane. Two champion of team IPT dito responded to bottom lane. Reckoning para kay Garnet Devil. He was stunned by the Condemned, and the last hit galing kay IPT Light dito with this explosive gas. Responded to bottom lane galing kay Westor, but he was too late to respond and help team members of IPT. I mean,
yes, Wester coming a little bit too late. Really good rotation coming from IPT this game. They look like a very different team in this game, and so far they're leading in kills 2-1. Their skill of AHQ actually goes by here because of the gank coming from Pantheon, and even with that gank actually, Renekton is still winning his lane there. As you can see, he's picked up a few more items than Pride because of the CS, and Hero's able to also take their third kill on Pride. Alright, so So far in this game, I'm really happy with what IPT is doing. They're definitely winning their lane so far. As you can see, pretty much every lane is winning right now. And as long as they can keep this up and not make any mistakes in the team fight and in the objective, they should be able to... They actually have a chance to beat AHQ right at this point in time.
Yes, well, I've been in the top lane gank time from team of AHQ. Hero have to use his dominus, but this done gank in us. I think it is. Do you think it's more than enough to gain the advantage? But in the bottom lane, IPT player have to use his essence, but with the dodge coming from him, have to secure a life of Team HQ in the bottom lane. Still, level 5 pa lang si Grimby dito, and I think once umabot siya ng level 6, possible na mag-dominate sila against dito sa bottom lane ng IPT. But once na makapag-farm ng sobra si IPT Fear, that would give them the advantage in the bottom lane to win throughout the game. At Grimby, mga kaibigan, in the use of Unstoppable Force, he pop out his Ignite to kill one champion of IPT. A very good job for Team IPT securing the mana na meron siya just to use his Unstoppable Force followed up by the boomerang coming from Severe and at the same time with his Ignite.
That's right. Actually, looking at that just now, I think I was kind of confident he was safe since Severe hasn't hit level 6 yet, so he was expecting that as soon as Severe hit level 6, he would be able to chase them down. But without him realizing that, of course, Malphite with that Unstoppable Force was able to jump in. Here we see Rebecca.
Yes, Rebecca ganked the top lane. He's trying to get the life of Price into top lane since, but yet, mga kaibigan, here wasn't enough. Instead, he have to use straight of the hunt the first time. You see, be able to get the life of Hero, but he have to disengage. Also, wala na rin mana ngayon si Rebecca to use his Divine Intervention to secure another life of Team IPT dito. But 2-3 ang score natin, yet in favor pa rin sa team ng AHQ ngayon. At sobrang bilis ng pangyayari, nakahabol kagad sila sa goal difference at sa advantage. And still, mga kaibigan, a grand sky po ng top lane. He have to use his Ignite. Right, was he be able to get the life of Hero dito with a third damage? He have to use his aggressiveness in the top lane para hindi na makakuha ng assist. And with that, a 1 kill for AHQ. Price in the top lane. 3-3 ang score natin. And yet again, almost 500 to 600 ang ating goal difference in favor of team ng AHQ.
Yes, now, Malphite being the... Actually, AHQ being the only team so far to pick up Malphite as a support, and this is something probably that IPT did not expect a while ago, because it's something that you don't get to play with often, and when you're unfamiliar, you can easily get caught off guard. So that's definitely the advantage AHQ has in the bot lane, with that support Malphite always being picked by them.
Actually kasi, ang mahirap sa Malphite dito, sa early advantage against your opponent, konti lang skill yung gamit mo. Yes, once na umabot ka ng level 6, you have the Unstoppable Force, AU, and crowd control, but the early part of the game, you have your first skill, you have your slow, you have your third skill, which is an AoE damage as well. But ang mahirap dito, yun lang kaya mong gawin. And if ever na magaling ng sobra yung bottom lane dito ng against kay Malphite, mahirapang mag-dominate ang team members of AHQ. But so far ngayon, since AHQ as well is a good team, I think ang mahirap dito sa kanila ay kung paano masasecure ng team IPT dito ang dominance nila in the bottom lane.
Yes. Actually, I do realize now why he just pick up or only ban Thresh at the bottom lane now.
Yes.
Thresh is a range champion and it's pretty tanky because of the shield he provides his teammates. Now, with that combination, that will effectively be a good counter to Malphite, being able to harass at the range and at the same time be a bit tanky compared to the other range champions that we have at the bottom lane. Like, unlike champions like Nami or Sona or even Zyra, these are all very squishy champions, so once they hit level 6, even though they're able to harass Malphite at the early levels, once Malphite hits level 6, he'll be able to use his Unstoppable Force to easily burst down those type of support champions.
Yes, actually, the top lane, I am thinking tama ba yung decision ni Hero getting his Tiamat first before being a tanka champion dito against his opponent. But mga kaibigan, very good item choice para kay Rengar dito to sustain his top lane, getting the armor plus yung kanyang giant spell dito, and I think that would give him the advantage of staying sa top lane dito. But Tiamat on the other hand, yes, you have the damage output, you can clear the minion as soon as possible. But when it comes to Sabayan na, I think advantage to para kay Rengar, since yes, he can just give a chunk of damage against kay Renekton. And he also have the tankiness na meron siya na kailangan na niya against his opponent. And once na mabuo niya yung Sunfire Cave niya, I think that would also give him advantage in the top lane.
Yes, actually, Renekton on picking up a Tiamat at the early game is very popular now. It used to be most of the time people would go for a Sunfire Cape rather, but now with the increasingly popular Tiamat being picked up at the top lane, it allows Renekton to or it actually deal a lot more damage. But
Nakita mo naman, di ba? Having his giant event and then yung kanyang armor dito, the damage output coming from a hero is enough to gain the advantage of at least giving him so much pressure on top lane.
Yeah.
And with that, kung mapapansin mo, Pride, hindi niya kailangan umuwi. Hindi niya kailangan mag-recall to regen. And at the same time, since wala pa siyang boost dito, German Morgana, he can use his State of the Hunt para mag-disengage.
That's right. The thing about Rengar's heal is based on the percent of his life, while Rengar, depending on the amount of champion he hits and the damage he does. So that's the reason why I guess they go for the Tiamat, because it provides a lot of heal from the passive that Tiamat gives, as well as the increased damage allows them to heal more. While for Rengar, building more HP effectively allows him to heal more at the same time with his roar.
In the top lane, damage output galing kay Pride at kay Hero. Still pantay ang kanilang mga CS, and yet again, we are seeing that medyo tansyahan game pa lang tayo ngayon, 3-3 versus squad natin. First Dragon, nakuha ngayon ng Team IPT, and for the next 6 minutes after nung nangyari, the Dragon will respawn once again, and kailangan itong mabantayan ng Team IPT since hindi alam ng AHQ kung anong oras eksakto napatay yung Dragon na yun.
Yes, actually I'm kind of sad a bit now because I was very aggressive the first two this game and they stopped being aggressive, and
Yes.
this is something they already have a slight advantage. You're slowly letting it slip away and allowing AHQ to get back into this game. A while ago it was 3-1 and the rotations coming from IPT was superior to AHQ, while now both teams are being very passive, although AHQ was already able to get back those skills in the last two ganks that was provided by Pantheon.
So for the top lane, very good job para kay Price dito. As you can see, he's more focused sa steam damage na kanyang kaya against his opponent, getting his battle roar maxed first before the other skills. We usually mga Rengar top lane natin, getting the first skill or itong Savage 3. That's kanyang first skill to max out dito. But HQ Price got his battle roar para makapag-sustain siya ng maayos dito top lane.
Yes,
And that's also the reason why they have to pick Sunfire Cape first before the other damage item sa kanya.
right. He's just basically trying to out-sustain Hero now, going for the tanky, sustain type of build.
Yes, and he's doing it very well. And he's gaining the advantage in the top lane dito.
Yes.
A very good choice para kay Price. And I salute that kind of strategy in the top lane dito. And yet again, IPT Hero is being pressured in the top lane side sa ginagawang pag-pressure ni Pride. At the same time, we have to secure and goal with the damage output coming from Price dito. Will he be able to get the life of Hero? But we have, since he have to use his Rising Dice, disengage. A very good job in the top lane. Still boxing pa rin tayo dito. Wala pa yung nangyayari. Bottom lane mga kami na gank. He have to use his explosive cast, but with the right timing of using his unstoppable force. Yes, mga kaibigan, cooldown na po ang unstoppable force ni Gritty in the bottom lane. Hindi kami magkaroon ng teamfight dito. Mahirapan sila there against the 4th champion of Team IPT. Please, or Wisdom have to take the beating and farm and then farm. For the next 10 seconds, the Dragon will respawn. I think magkakaroon dito ng Dragon fight. But HQ will have its advantage since they don't have the unstoppable force para mag-set ng laban dito. And it's about time mga kaibigan. Team IHQ is trying to secure the Dragon at this time. With a pink ward from Team IPT, will they be able to get the second Dragon of this match? Or the Solar Flare mga kaibigan galing kay Shadow, but it wasn't enough to get the life of Vinty. And I think both support champion dito don't have their answers na. And HQ Nas have to see stun, but the disadvantage here mga kaibigan, they catch the Shadow. Shadow goes down. HQ Westdorf is being chased down by Team IPT. But they have to disengage as well mga kaibigan. Benga goes down. And with that, it's a 3-for-1 exchange in favor of Team HQ. Very sloppy decision for Team IPT dito, trying to get that Dragon. And Amaze Solar Flare is medyo nakakalungkot for the team that team fight na yun. Since,
That's right.
Yun yung nagpahirap sa kanila to secure the objective of getting the Dragon.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, that fight, during that fight there in the Dragon Pit, IPT Light, I'm sorry, the members of IPT rather, were trying to spend so much time protecting Tree that they weren't able to do any damage much to the other members of AHQ. And AHQ was really doing everything they can to take out IPT here. Now, although they lost one champion for taking down IPT here, the rest of the members...
Flash in from Hero to top lane to get the life of HQ right, and with that, a very good job for Light responding to the top lane, and they have to use Light to get the life of one champion. But a grand Skyball, mga kaibigan, ang mana from the top lane, really be able to chase Hero, but it was not enough, mga kaibigan. Too late for him to chase down Hero on the top lane. But a respawn galing kay Light to get the life of Naz. Still 3 members of Team IPT is trying to chase Naz dito, but they have to use his stun. The divine intervention, mga kaibigan, to save the life of Light. And with that, a 1-kill advantage for them. 6-6 ang score natin dito. Still the advantage is for Team HQ pa rin sa ating goal difference. But, papansin mo, pantay ang ating kills dito. Unstoppable force, mga kaibigan. 2 champion, chunk it down. A very good job for Team HQ dito. And they're about to chase HQ, IPT Shadow. Shadow actually is hit, but be able to escape? No. Very good job for Team HQ.
Green Tea casing that last hit on Leona just now. I was surprised that just taunting on Leona there with his laugh, as you can see. That's the danger you see with them. I mean IPT playing the protective in competition. Once IPT is able to take out the base, there's not much Leona can do about it, including the different members of IPT. But a while ago in the top lane, good communication coming from Light and Rebenga when Light decided to dive in on Pride, and with the excellent timing of Rebenga casting his divine intervention on him, he was able to negate all the damage coming from Phantom's combo. So good job coming from Light.
Mapasin natin dito na kapag nakipagsabayan si Hero against kay Pride, yes, you have both a champion in the top lane having the Sunfire Cape and Tiamat. So, pareho lang sila ng item, but nagkaiba sila ng kanilang priorities. Damage for Hero, the tank for Pride, and the mid-lane, mga kaibigan, the intervention has been popped out. With that, Wester got the right move back in the mid-lane. And on top lane, Pride versus Hero, you have to use the Spirit of the Hunt to disengage here. Will he be able to get the life of Hero, or you have to disengage since he's using his Dominus to secure his life in the top lane.
Yes, and as you can see, Westor one is Fizz again. Actually, in the last game of HQ a while ago, Fizz was banned out against HQ Westor because they know that Westor is a really good Fizz player and is really good at assassinating champions. And as you can see right now, Fizz so far 2-1-1, not so bad in the early game. Has actually more CS than Gragas right now here in the mid lane. In the early game, Gragas had a lot of CS. Probably due to the roaming, Fizz was able to catch up in CS there, and right now HQ now in the slight lead here with a 9 to 6 kills and a 5k or almost 5k gold lead for HQ. Alright, so we have a slight pause right now, probably some connection problems between one of the members of one of these teams. They're probably just trying to resolve that really quickly. At the minute. For now, how do you feel? What do you think about this game? What do you expect from both teams?
I would say na sa early part of the game, HQ is gaining the advantage dito sa laban na to. Mapapansin mo CS 192 para kay Fizz against his opponent na meron 136 CS dito. Also yung kanyang score 211 against sa 202 for Gragas. But yung CS natin dito makikita natin yung difference eh. Also yung for the top lane, Pride's kung mapapansin mo, hindi enough yung damage na kayang ibigay dito ni Hero na top lane against his opponent. And sa bottom lane, kita-kita naman natin kanina, yung Unstoppable Force, once sa 2 champion from their team ay matamaan dito. Ito na yung disadvantage nila na mangyayari. And at the same time, mga kaibigan, we're seeing na sobrang pressure talaga ngayon ng team ng HQ dito. Mapapansin natin dito, yes, 2 dragon, I mean 1 dragon both teams dito. And I don't think it's enough for team ng IPT para makabawi sa laban. So they have to secure an objective of getting the turret. 2-1 ang ating turret destroyed in favor pa rin sa team ng AHQ. So top lane na lang natin ng first tier turret dito. So if ever na makuha to ng AHQ, they will have the full control of the map sa laban na to.
That's right. Alright, so looking at the items, I just want to point out that both AHQ Pride and IPT Hero, or the Rengar and Renekton, have exactly the same item build. The only advantage
Nanganganib ang buhay ni Hero dito na top lane, mga kaibigan. 3 champions of team. HQ's trying to get the life of IPT Hero, or they have to get the turret. First the turret first before getting the life of any champion of team IPT dito. And since Wester's left behind in the bottom lane, will he be able to get the second turret in the bottom lane, or mag-responde siya dito in the top lane? Still, Grand Skyfall, hinihintay nila dito, galing kay Pantheon. Iwapasin natin dito na sobrang nahihirapan ng team ng IPT sa pag-secure na kanilang objective of what to do next. At Solar Flare, mga kaibigan, just in time, saktong-sakto in the mid lane, nahuli nila si Bright, but Still of the Hunt, a very good job. A late purple ward or vision ward dito for team IPT. One wasted SS para sa team sa HQ. Top bottom lane, grabe damage abot galing kay Westdoor dito. IPT Light, first death of this game came to Westdoor.
Very aggressive here on right now. Cluster the top lane.
Ito na mga kaibigan na Grand Skyfall coming from Pantheon. Really be able to get the life of any member of Team IPT dito. A good intervention galing kay Rebenga. Rebenga is be able to get his own strength. Mga kaibigan, makatakas na po siya dito, but the damage output galing for team members of AHQ. 4 members lang boy dito. He shut down Severe. And with that, it's a 4-4-1 exchange. Grabing damage na ginagawa ng team AHQ. So far, 1/3 in the bottom lane.
Unbelievable mechanics comes from there.
Communication, sobrang understanding for the team dito. Papansin natin yung sobrang hirap na nararamdaman ngayon ng team ng IPT against sa AHQ. 37 ang score natin. With that 4 exchange sa dalawa, I mean sa isa, I think ito yung nakita natin ngayon na mid-game na tayo, and it's about time na makita natin yung AHQ na nag-outshine against the team members of IPT.
That's right. And Vayne having a hard time chasing a guard level on Severe a while ago, because aside from the thrill of the hunt that Severe has, the slow coming from Malphite is really being a hard time chasing, and of course the boomerang thing coming from Severe. Really taking up some damage, but of course if IPT here is unable to dodge that, that would easily take down his life.
Second dragon of this match na nakuha ng Team AHQ, and one dragon pa rin nakuha ng IPT. And I think isa pang naging mali nila in the top lane kanina ay medyo wala silang focus. Wala silang champion na alam nilang dapat i-burst down nila. Lahat sila may kanya-kanyang target. And mapapansin natin dito with the Grand Skyfall na nanggaling kay Naz, hindi na nila alam kung saan sila pupunta.
That's right.
A good intervention galing kay Rebenga dito, but yes, na-save niya yung buhay niya with the buhay dito ni Fear with the unstoppable force and the stun galing kay Naz. But sa nangyaring yun, makikita natin ngayon na hindi enough yung intervention lang galing kay Kyrie dito to save a life of his team dito.
Yes, and actually, Phase was split pushing at the bottom lane while Pantheon was planning on going to the bot lane, but because of the mobility of his Grand Skyfall, allowing him to jump great distances in the map, he's able to really respond to the team fight happening in the different lane, including the top lane that just happened. So there you go, as you can see, Naz right now invading the jungle of IPT, trying to lay down some wards and gain visions of the members of IPT here. Western Prize together here near the Baron pit. I feel like HQ may attempt a Baron any minute now. So let's take a look at the goals right now. As you can see, there's
actually, mamasig ko dito na sa top lane natin, 4-3-0 para kay Hero and 2-2-2 para kay Pride. But as you can see, 200 lang yung goal difference nila dito. And yes, lamang si Pride. So mamasig ko, lamang din si Hero. Sasabayan niya against si Suko.
Yes, alright, so here we go.
They guys go on Shadow to get the life of Price, but they have to use the Thrill of the Hunt. Will he be able to get any life of the team members of APT dito? But mga kaibigan, chasing a champion, IHQ Price was left behind. And they have to use the Solar Flare and stun para dito kay Hero. Hero happy to engage using his Dominus. Unstoppable Force, very good job para kay Green Tea dito. 2 champion of team IPT goes down. And with that, a secondary turret for them. A stun para kay Fear dito. Intervention galing kay Rebenga. Will he be able to escape against this 4 champion of team? HQ, yes, 5 sila doon. The respawn galing kay Western dito. And with that, a 3 champion for 9 exchange in favor of team ng AHQ.
Right, so let me just break down that last fight a while ago. So, as you can see, the tank of IPT Hero and Leona were trying to chase the backline of HQ. Now, because of Severe's on the hunt ultimate, they're able to force the 2 members of IPT to chase them or overchase them here. And Rengar used his slow to prevent IPT Fear to follow up from IPT Hero. So basically, you're just kiting the members of IPT Hero.
Ang dami siya. na skill dito ng Green. Kung mapansin mo, a support champion against a jungle champion. So, very good job sa pag-steal galing kay Light dito. Using his explosive cast, get that Baron. Good timing for himself, mga kaibigan. Still, IPT Shadow and Rebecca trying to chase Green Tea. At kung mapapansin mo dito sa item ni Green Tea, he got his haunting guys to get the advantage of damaging any champion from Team IPT. Once na use yung ginamit niya yung kanyang unstoppable force dito, the damage na kaya niya gawin against his opponent ay sobrang laki is enough to burst any champion for the team members of AHQ.
So, just keep hunting guys and sword boot. There is 30 magic penetration plus runes is another 8, so that's 58. And then you have the Abyssal Scepter which adds another 20, so that's about 58 magic penetration. So definitely, when he uses unstoppable force, Bane will take full damage from that unstoppable force.
Yes, and SS Thrill of the Hunt galing kay Brides, but she can chase any champion against the members of IPT. And take note, alam ng IPT na, alam ng AHQ na naghihintay sila dito with the Thrill of the Hunt galing dito kanina kay Brides. And medyo nag-a-assume sila na any member of AHQ will go here. At so far hanggang ngayon naghihintay pa rin sila. Nag-aaral na siya. Really be able to get a life of team members of AHQ dito. But still, for champion of Team IPT is waiting pa rin sa push na to. At mukhang may maliligaw mga kaibigan. Masusulit nga ba itong paghihintay nila dito? Westdoor, magiging pusit nga ba? Pero dahil sa word na yun, nasayang ang oras nila sa paghihintay doon.
Westdoor saying hello, like we know you're there, and forcing IPT to back away from their hiding spot there in the middle bush. Alright, so HQ Green Tea putting a ward, trying to spot members of IPT. Members of IPT with falling back to base, probably gonna pick up a few items. If they were able to do a Baron Seal with that Gravity a bit, they should be able to pick up a few more items. Right now, it's still an 11k gold lead for HQ here, and this is definitely a big lead at this part of the game. Though it's not game chasing yet, the biggest thing about HQ here is their map control, since they have all the outer thirds of IPT down, while HQ still has 3/3 standing in the outer lanes. So definitely, I expect IPT to start sieging together, pick up objectives, pick up one of these outer thirds, probably maybe even have IPT here quick push one of these lanes. But the problem with this is the mobility coming from Rengar and Pantheon, of course on their ultimate, will definitely give Hero a hard time to do this, and definitely might even cause them to lose some team fights.
Yes, at 16-7 ang score natin ngayon in favor of team ng AHQ, and at the same time ang ating gold advantage natin almost 11.7k. Kaya sinabi natin dito, for the next few minutes I think magkakaroon na dito ng team fight na talaga magde-decide kung sino mananalo sa laban na ito. And so far, kahit nakikita mo yung gold advantage na ganito, IPT can still win this game. Pero kapag na-timingan sila ulit ng isang pang magandang match for team ng AHQ, isang magandang unstoppable force, isang magandang ace for them, tapos na kagad ang IPT dito.
Yes, IPT should not chase HQ Garnet Devil. He should allow Green Tea and Price to dive into the base or into the backline side, but then try to chase Garnet Devil. Every time they team fight, I notice IPT likes to chase down. Of course, you have to focus Garnet Devil, but their overcommitment of chasing Garnet Devil and with the Garnet Devil's ultimate Thrill of the Hunt, on the hunt, making even back to front line back away from the rest of the members of IPT, ends up making IPT scatter in the team fight, and because of that, HQ is winning those team fights, so they can't allow that to happen anymore.
Yes, you can see the damage output of Light using his first skill dito against kay Malphite or kay Green Tea. Sa support champion, medyo unusual na ganun yung makikita mo dito. And he is a very tanky champion ngayon. Plus yung damage output na kaya niyang gawin against his opponent once na tumama ng maayos dito yung kanyang unstoppable force. Sobrang mahihirapan natin ng IPT dito. And if ever na mahuli pa niya na Scrivenga kagad, hindi niyo magamit yung kanyang intervention to secure the loop. And mga kaibigan, with that catch of fish, Shark mga kaibigan, nag-grand skyboard for the team members of HQ dito. They're trying to get the life of IPT Light. IPT Light with the intervention galing kay Rebecca was safe, but Dominus dito, still, he got the life. HQ Western got the life of Renekton, and Shadow burst kay HQ Nas with the stun and exhausted dito. Double kill for team members of HQ. That mga kaibigan, it's an Isu. Tignan din si Pride to get the life of Pride. Yet again, ace and 21-8 ang score natin dito. But like what I've said kanina, mukhang re-rectine na nila ito patapos hanggang Nexus.
They don't have much life right now, right now. But there's a mini break here that will be to back up the third, which is very nice to see. And you can see they'll definitely go ahead and try to push this game out. Looking at the life death timers on IPT, they could actually take out another turn or two, but decide not to risk it. And
Yes.
HQ know that they already have this game in the bag as long as they play safe and decide to recall back and just probably clear the jungle buffs and the jungle camps of IPT.
I think one reason kung bakit kailangan nila mag-recall kaagad ay dahil paparespond na yung ating Baron for the next 1 minute and 30 seconds na naman. And once na makuha nila itong Baron na ito, that would give them the advantage once again sa mga teamfight na mangyayari. At kung mapansin mo, a good timing for Team AHQ sa paggamit ng shark nitong si FaZe. At medyo nagkamali yata siguro dito ang team ng AHQ na dumikit passive fear dito kay
IPT
Leona,
Light.
kay Light in the mid lane kanina. And with that, a chance for Green Tea to use his unstoppable force very well. And muntik sure kagad na nakuha nila ang team members of AHQ dito. I mean, ang
That's
IPT. At yun ang magpapahirap sa kanila. Medyo di nila alam kung ano yung dapat nilang gawin once na matamaan sila ng skin dito. And they're trying to stall sana yung laban kanina. Patagalin pa sana yung mangyayari team fight, but they have to disengage. And napilitang pumasok agad ang HQ to kill the champions of Team IPT.
Actually, another thing I'm surprised about IPT team here is instead of going for the Blade of the Rune, he decided to opt for the Bloodthirster. Now, although Bloodthirster is still very effective on Vayne, I feel like he's lacking attack speed, so it's taking him a longer time for him to burst down tankier champions coming from HQ. And because of that, that might be the reason why IPT here might be having a hard time taking out the members of HQ.
Yes, mga kaibigan, ang Shark Spin galing kay Western dito sa ganito life of IPT Hero. Hindi ba able to get the life of one champion of Team HQ, but they have to disengage since medyo tatlong champion ang hahabol sa kanya doon. And yet again, with the damage output coming from him, mareregen lang to ng Team IPT. And with the push galing sa Super Minion in the mid lane, mukhang pressure na pressure ngayon ng team ng IPT.
Yes, actually IPT here also going already. Looks like he's gonna go for a Banshee bit to prevent to mitigate some of that magic damage, especially the ones coming from here. And let's see here, as we can see, for all the members of IPT trying to defend the top lane here. IPT here going very aggressive, trying to seize Westward again. Decides to back off since the rest of the HQ members were really starting to collapse on him. I'm surprised actually no one in HQ is split pushing there, as some of they have a big minion wave not too far from now from the bottom at the bottom lane, but they decide to stick together here in the top lane and really force IPT to defend it up third field up field.
And yet again mga kapatid, ito na mangyayari team fight. The last time, last flash of this match if ever. Mahuli ngayon Shadow goes down to 9 mga kaibigan na panik dito. And with that, mga 5 champion of the BH, you will end this game. They're about to get the inhibitor na bitin kapag nag-respond to. And re-rectine na nila ng IPT can do anything sa laban na to. Hindi sila makapag-push na sila maayos sa mga mangyayari ginagawa na team HQ against them. Buhay na ang ating Baron. And 1 minute left bago mabuhay ang Dragon in this match.
Yes, actually, based on the fisherman skin, so instead of pating, medyo malaking seal yata yun, if I'm not mistaken, no? Friendly yata ni Jackson.
Kinain si guy that time, pero mga kaibigan yung mid and bottom lane. Walang hindi alam ng team IPT where to defend. Mid lane ba? Top lane ba? Or current nila sa bottom lane. So, damage shuttle galing sa members of IPT. An explosive cast, but dahil to, napalayo. So 30 seconds left bago mabuhay ang Dragon. Baron is still up. No one is still trying to get that Baron.
Yes, actually, just to point out that Malphite has actually picked up a large rod now. I think he might go for Zonius here for more burst damage and a Zonius active, just in case his life does get low with the damage coming from IPT. So, as you can see, Rebenga right now already has probably gonna build into a Zonius as well himself, and Gragas has already completed Ravenous Death Cup, Unholy Grail, and the Abyssal Scepter. Of course, paired with some Sork Boots. So, some magic pen damage already there, but not enough, I think, to burst down enough members of AHQ.
Alam mo, tama yung sabi natin kanina na ang focus ngayon ni Grifty, not only to tank a champion against team ng IPT, but also to burst down any champion kapag tinamaan ng unstoppable force dito.
Yes, that's right. So, HQ green tea on that Malphite is definitely something that I expect to be banned more often now. Undefeated Malphite, and HQ themselves of course are undefeated, so and they always pick up Malphite. So far I think this is like maybe the 4th or 5th time they picked up the Malphite support in the Garena. So I expect if ever they face off with TPA in the playoffs or in the finals, I do expect a respect ban on that Malphite since he is really strong, or maybe
Ayun na mga kaibigan, as you can see, Westor, musuntot ang puno. sa may buhay ng jungle kanina, hindi natin nakikita yung bukop na yun. So we're having a 22-8 score in favor of Team HQ. We're seeing na almost 18k in total ang ating goal difference in HQ. And once na mag-cooldown ang smite itong si Naz, they will get this Baron and end this game sa laban na to. So far, at this point of time, they're trying to get the inhibitors, the mid lane. Namiss ko na to. And IPT can't do anything mga kaibigan. The damage out to Gank. Fear is Banshee. Stun mga kaibigan. Hero. First damage dito from Team HQ. And with that, a stun mga kaibigan from team members of HQ. They're trying to get the life. Zenith galing kay Shadow. Dinaanan mga kaibigan dito si Vestor. That's tumble force. Very good job for DT dito to get the life of team members of IPT. 3 champions of Team IPT goes down. Rebecca was about to go down as well, but a chase pa dito sa team members of IPT at HQ. Very good job for Team HQ for winning this game. Gold champion of Team IPT goes down. And Hero first 3 champion of the HQ. He goes down as well. Warriors will pop out. They got it, Devin. With that, 1 win.
HQ disrespecting the members of IPT in their base there, diving Rebenga in their base, and good Fizz still being able to pick up that kill on Rebenga there on Kale. So
Yes.
unbelievable burst damage coming from Fizz and Malphite, just exploding champions left and right. Congratulations HQ for winning their game. This is their 8th victory this season. Still undefeated, 2 more games to go, and they may even go for 10-0 this season. So depending on how they perform in the last 2 games, I wouldn't be so surprised if they come out on top this season.
Up until now, we're still seeing na sobrang ganda pa rin ng performance ni Westor sa mid lane dito. He can just burst down any champion from team members of IPT, and with that, hindi sila makagawa ng chance or makakuha ng chance dito to secure their objective of at least killing any champion from team members of HQ dito.
That's
At mapapansin mo, a very good coordination coming from Naz. Yung paggamit ng kanyang Grand Skyfall to any champion of Team IPT dito. Nag-clash sila sa ibang lugar. He will get a champion na alam niyang kaya niyang ma-burst dito. Like si Vayne. Ang hirap para kay Rebenga to secure any champion from their team na gamitan na kanyang intervention. Hindi niya magamit yung kanyang intervention na maayos, yung heal niya. And as you see yung item niya dito with the Nashor's Tooth and yung kanyang spectral rate or spirit of the spectral rate dito. Yes, he have enough AP. And mapapansin mo, dalawang crystalline flask. Do you think? I don't think it will proc.
Which one?
Yung dalawang crystalline flask. Or should I say na dahil magtatapos na yung laban, he bought this item?
Maybe he may have just misclicked it.
Yeah, so far ngayon, a very good job para sa Team AHQ winning this game against team ng IPT. They're 1 win ahead na naman sa ating GPL. And so far, they're still undefeated. At hindi nagawa ngayon ng Team HQ, I mean ng IPT, yung pag-pressure na ginawa nila last game against the team ng HQ dito.
That's right.
Again, congratulations Team HQ winning this game. You're watching the Garena Premier League 2014 Spring Season. I am Gigi Sphere.
And I'm Jay.
Meron po tayong laban bukas, so stay tuned lang tayo mga kaibigan sa twitch.tv at twitch.tv/GarenaPage Esports.
That's
And
right.
bago lahat, Jay, may gusto ko bang sabihin bago tayo magtapos na yung gabi?
Yeah, sure. So hello to everybody who's watching tonight. Thank you for tuning in and supporting IPT. We're really glad that there's still people supporting our players here in the Philippines, because we're trying to promote esports and we want our teams to be able to win some victories, and they can only do that with, of course, our viewers behind their backs, and of course us, the Garena staff. Thank you very much. Hello to our families and our friends and who are tuning in tonight. Thank you very much for being with us tonight, and also you, GSP, do you have anybody else you'd like to say hello
Ayun
to?
lang, thank you very much ulit sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta, lahat na nanonood ng Garena Premier League 2014. Thank you very much nababasa namin yung chat inyo at alam namin, nakita rin namin lahat ng mga flame sa players sa amin. And okay lang yan, thank you very much sa inyo. We will appreciate lahat ng mga sinasabi ninyo sa amin kasi that would give us a chance to improve ourselves. So
That's
thank you
right.
very much again. Sa lahat ng mga may gusto pang suggestion, feedback, comment, i-comment nyo lang, yes, tatanggapin namin lahat. And also, pwede kayo mag-message sa amin sa Facebook, sa fanpage Digisphere, sa forums. So mag-post na kayo. Thank you very much again for watching. I am Digisphere.
And I'm Jay.
You're watching the Garena Premier League 2014 Spring Season. We're now signing off. Thank you very much. Good evening and good night.